All right, Steve. So the question I have mostly for you is like hiking, being active. How would you describe specifically those things and how they relate to your life? Hiking and I say that because those are kind of generic terms, but like, how would you apply the definition to those for your life?
Absolutely. To me, being mobile and always being capable is become a very important thing to me. Uh, I've found that being in nature and just kind of being away from all the craziness of life has been my form of peace and my form of really everything that kind of makes me happy. The more active I tend to be, the more outside I tend to be. I tend to be happier, so I'm just kind of going with it, and it's kind of been
Yeah.
a recent discovery for me within the past year or so, and it's kind of become an obsession, if you will, hiking
Yeah.
and just being on top of mountains and being in all kinds of crazy
Yeah.
places that I never knew existed before. So,
Would you say hiking is like the primary form of activity that you enjoy, or are there other things that you enjoy? I mean,
I kind of just enjoy being active in all ways. Exercising has kind of become a passion of mine as well. I go to the gym probably 3 to 4 times a week. I hike usually Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes after work if I can.
hmm,
Um, I've kind of, I've lost a lot of weight in my life recently, and I kind of have come out of my own personal hell with that, if you will. So now that I've kind of rediscovered myself and then found being active and exercising and how great it makes me feel. I've just developed a passion for it, and it's something that I love to do. It's something I love to share with other people. I love to invite other people out and kind of have a community, and it's been a really,
yeah.
really fun thing.
Yeah, I got to get out on a hike with you. I haven't even been out on a hike
Oh,
with you.
not, you
You've
haven't done
invited
it
me, and I
yet.
haven't even. Well, we got to do that, right?
We've talked about it a few times, but we actually need to get out and then do some adventuring together, Emmett.
Oh, we totally do. Do you go out in the summer months as well? I mean, it's so hot right now. Do you still get out?
So I try to get out as early as I can on the weekends.
Okay.
I'll usually do a hike either with my family or with friends or with someone on Saturday mornings. And just lately we've had to get out, 6, 7 in the morning to beat the
Yeah.
heat. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, we could also do in the evenings too. If the morning doesn't work,
True.
that's kind of what I try to do. Or if I
Yeah.
want to go out, I'll go a little later after work and on the weekdays or something like that, just to kind of beat the heat. Um,
Yeah.
or we'll try to pick a place that has a river or something where we go through water, just stay cool, something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was looking to say it's surprising to me how like the temperature drops, how much it drops when you get closer to a river or even like
Mhm.
a big grassy area or whatever. So
Yeah,
you got it.
water,
You just
shady
yeah,
places. So yeah.
you just got to learn those tricks, right? Learn the trails that work better for the summer months or whatever.
Yeah, and you bring lots of water and you stay out of the sun as much as possible, and we've got different ways to do all the seasons. So in the
That's
wintertime,
great, man.
worrying about slipping on ice and stuff like that. So
True, true. Every part
yeah,
of the year brings different challenges, I guess, and you just adapt
yeah,
as you go. Nah, I
yeah,
commend you for just like staying on top of it through the summer months. I find it hard to get out sometimes when it's so hot, and
yeah. Thank
so
you.
dude, I
It
commend you,
was hard
man.
at first, but the more I do it, the more I love doing it, and it's just kind of become something that I just enjoy doing. It's not really like work anymore,
Yeah,
the way
that
it used
dude.
to
See,
be.
that's the best part about it. That's the best part about it.
Yeah,
That's great
yeah.
to hear. So,
Thank you.
Steve, was there a significant event or significant events that kind of like brought you into this space where you gained this love for hiking and outdoors and activity?
Yeah. A pretty significant event, like I touched on a little bit earlier. I recently have lost a lot of weight. I lived a completely different lifestyle the majority of my life up until recently, very sedentary. Didn't really understand myself or life, or I was just kind of going through the motions and taking the easiest path that was possible. And it brought me a lot of sickness, and it brought me a lot of the depression and sadness, and just a lot of things that really weren't fun, and then that I kind of had to really pull myself out of. And it's been a struggle, but as I've really pulled myself out of that, I've realized how good it feels to be active. and have, to be, to feel strong and to be capable to do things and to climb and to do all these fun things that I really struggled to in the past. So I guess it's kind of a reaction to something that was negative to me in the past. So
Yeah.
whether if it's a transfer addiction, I don't know, maybe something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's sitting too much tried to kill me. So I'm not doing that a whole lot anymore.
How did you like what did you do to like start that shift, like that mental change? Because I know that, I mean, honestly, any mental change is super hard.
Hmm.
And how did you do that? That's probably a
Well,
complicated question, but like maybe the
it,
simplified version of how you did that.
yeah, I'll try to shorten it as much as possible for you. But really, that's not an easy mental change to make. It's not.
No.
It's not. I mean, you can tell people eat better and exercise, but that's not really the answer that you need to start with for people that are severely overweight. It's kind of more of starting with fixing why you do those things, looking back and realizing like why did I eat the way I ate, or why did my lifestyle lead me the way that it did, and then kind of going back a little further, realizing it's more of a form of coping, a form of trying to cope with other issues that you're having.
Hmm.
um, so I had a near death experience. I had almost died for a couple. I was out unconscious for a couple of days, and I
Oh
I
man.
luckily ended up coming out of it and was okay. And I really kind of had just a mental switch at that point and realized I had to do everything in my life differently. And with that came exercise. And with starting to exercise, it was really difficult at first, but as the more I did it, the more I got to love it.
Wow.
Because it felt so different than what I used to feel before, when I was unhealthy.
Yeah.
So
Do,
yeah,
do
that's
you,
that's go ahead.
sorry, sorry.
No, you're great.
Did,
Go ahead.
was there, do you recall a point during that process where you went from maybe feeling more happy about it than bad about it, or more less frustration to, okay, this is actually good? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you recall that moment where you kind of had that switch over?
It's kind of been super gradual.
Yeah.
It's become, starting out kind of living in the past and doing it out of fear and out of, I don't want to have to go through that again, and out of just dwelling on the negative feelings of it. And then as I've gone, I've gradually started to shift my mind from focusing on the negative of what it used to be to now focusing on the positive of where I'm headed.
Hmm.
Because I know in order to move forward and to change, you got to let go of your things from the past and focus on what's ahead. Focus on the positive things that you're working towards. So I've really kind of shifted my focus to really just realize why I'm doing what I'm doing, and to not get so hung up on the past anymore, and not to do it as a reaction to the past, but more as a setting up for what I want for my future.
That honestly, man, that is a really impressive shift. I mean, I feel like even the tiniest things to change are near impossible.
Mm.
So, man, it's super impressive. Like seriously, really an
Seriously,
impressive
thank you
change.
so much.
So, yeah, yeah, man, that's really super impressive. So, what do you have anything you're excited about coming up? Like any new hikes or plans for the future that you were just like really looking forward to?
Absolutely. Well, I'm really excited to go hiking with you.
Yeah,
I
yeah, we got to
really hope
get
to
that
do
in
that
there.
soon. But no, really, just up until recently, it's kind of been like a solo venture for me. I've recently gotten my wife and daughter and my son kind of into going with me, but I'm looking forward to branching out to being active with friends and with groups of people, and to maybe starting a group of people that we can go out and do things together. My next bucket list thing is I want to do the Narrows up in Zion National Park. I know from what I've heard from other people, it's kind of a life-changing experience. It's beautiful.
Never done
So,
it. I've heard the same. Yeah,
well, maybe that's what we should do together.
totally.
Um,
Yeah, that'd be
but
cool.
you get geared up with your water boots and your sticks, and you go out and have a great time, and that's really what something I'm looking forward to right now.
Right. Well, let's put that on the bucket list, man. I'm into that. I've never done it, and it's so close. We really
Yeah,
should do that.
let me know when you're available. I mean, really, it's
Uh,
30 minutes away, you know? But
right?
yeah,
No,
yes,
no
sir.
excuse. Get it
No,
done.
no.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you taking a minute to talk, man. This is seriously
Anytime.
like an impressive story, truly.
Thank
And
you.
just final question for you.
Mm.
You were actually, believe it or not, you were the very first person I ever gave a prototype naked belt to. I don't know if you knew that, but you were the very first person I ever gave it to outside of just family members. So
Wow. I did not know that. That's
you
awesome.
were.
To
I'm
know
not
that
even 100% sure how that happened, to be completely honest with you, but you were the person. So
when you gave that to me, I had only met you maybe 2 times before that. So
yeah,
we were pretty new acquaintances at that point, but that's
we
something
were.
that really like impressed me. It was like, okay, this guy is starting his own business. This guy is reaching out and he's giving me this amazing product for free, and that was something that would really impress me about you. So I appreciated that. And
Yeah, man, of course.
and to be honest, it was amazing. I loved it. I still love it. It's something that I don't like using regular belts anymore because it's so comfortable.
That's
So
great to hear. So
yeah,
I love it, man. That's really
yeah.
great, man. I appreciate it. So anyway, really thanks, Steve. And honestly, like I was mentioning earlier, hopefully we'll get another chance to chat a little bit more, and we got to get those that narrows in, get that hike in.
Hmm. Yeah, man. I look forward to it, and look forward to chatting with you anytime.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.